our esteemed viewers, our prestigious viewers. You are very important to us. Good morning and welcome to the Confab on Esteem Radio Vision, your number one online radio station. We are here to serve you. And today on the Confab, we have interesting topics here facing us. I am Chidima Abel. And you know how we do it here. I don't do this alone. I have an important analyst with me who will be looking at the story with me together. I have with me in the person of Ajiboye, Ohunayo. Ajiboye, you're welcome to the show this morning.
Well, thanks for having me this morning, Chidima.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very fine.
I can see it's written all over your face that you are doing very fine. How was the Christmas celebration
I
yesterday?
knew you were going to ask that. I enjoyed Christmas.
Me.
I enjoyed Christmas. Christmas, though compared to former Christmas, you know, that festive atmosphere was not really there, but I still enjoyed it nevertheless. And you can see my skin is glowing. I'm looking well fed. Jollof rice upon jollof rice.
Oh my goodness. Talking about jollof rice, it was in abundance.
Definitely.
That yesterday, viewers watching us right now, I want to believe that your Christmas yesterday was a memorable one. Yes, I want to say a very big thank you for staying with Esteem Radio Vision. And don't forget, as you're watching us, please join us in the conversation. Don't ask me how. Just go to the comment section and, you know, drop your comments. Tell us how you feel about the conversation, the lessons, the insights. Just say something about the Confab as you are watching us. Like, share, and comment. Okay, once again, welcome to the Confab on Esteem Radio Vision. Like I said, we have a series of stories looking at us right now. We have the federal government has confirmed that US airstrikes were launched on terrorists, citing intelligence corporation. The headline says, federal government confirms U.S. airstrikes on terrorists, cites intelligence corporation. This is one of the headlines topping the list this morning. Away from that, we also have the police arrest 8 Yoruba agitators over roadblock assaults in Ogun State. Police arrest 8 Yoruba agitators over roadblock and assaults in Ogun State. So this event happened in Ogun State. And the third story is the one that have been making waves, that making round on social media. I'm very sure that you too must have come across this particular headline about one Abel, a Ghanaian who has been building an ark. It says God told him, in fact, my analyst is already laughing. He said God told him to build this ark. And funny enough, he said the deadline, Jesus will come, which day? On the 25th of December, 2025. That happened to be yesterday. But surprisingly, unfortunately, we have not seen... we have not seen the rapture.
Maybe it was 26th. Maybe he mixed up the signals.
Maybe he mixed up, Abi.
Yeah,
so who knows? Maybe it's today night it will happen. So Abel Noah, the Ghanaian, he said, Jesus, the rapture was going to take place on the 25th. So in line with that, he was prophetically told that he should build an ark. You know the story of the ark in the Bible. So this one is to save the people, according to him. So this is another story we're looking at this morning. 3 major stories. Now I'll be starting with the very first one about the federal government coming out to confirm U.S. airstrikes on terrorists, citing intelligence cooperation. The federal government has confirmed ongoing security and intelligence cooperation between Nigeria and the United States following airstrikes that hit terrorist targets in Nigeria's northwest. This has led to precision hits, according to them, on terrorist targets in Nigeria by airstrikes in the northwest. In a statement that was issued on Friday, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, signed by spokesperson Kimiebi Ebienfa, said that Nigerian authorities remain engaged in structured security cooperation with international partners, including the United States of America, to address terrorism and violent extremism in the country. The ministry said the collaboration, which led to precision airstrikes on terrorist targets, involves intelligence sharing, strategic coordination, and other forms of support in line with international law, respect for Nigeria's sovereignty, and shared security commitments. You know, Trump had earlier declared Nigeria as a country of particular concern following a genocide report. So in line with that, this followed the story You already know about it, about the genocide story and all of that. So now looking at what has happened, the development now, we want to look at it. You know, initially Nigerians, in fact, most Nigerians said they wanted Trump's intervention. While some said they don't want Trump's intervention and USA was coming to take Nigeria's resources and all of that. They were coming to loot Nigerian resources and, you know, different sides to the story. Now, we want to look at it together. Ajiboye.
Yeah.
Okay, you know the background story to this.
Definitely.
Can you now break down what the federal government means? You know, they said structured security cooperation with
the
United States. So
Well,
can you break that down?
Well, one of the things we need to understand is the fact that the federal government is coming out and telling us this, first of all, is significant because it's not the first time Nigeria will be cooperating with the United States or even a foreign country to tackle extremism or insecurity.
Okay.
But the truth is, usually the public doesn't really know the details of how it goes or what happens and when it happens. But for the first time now, we are having, you know, a form of transparency from the government where they are telling Nigerian citizens, okay, these airstrikes, we didn't do it alone, we cooperated with the United States. Now, what do we mean by structured security cooperation? Well, the first thing about structured security is you have to understand that there's no security without intelligence. So what
There's no
happens is
security without
between Nigeria and the United States, there's a lot of cross-information sharing. So there's a lot of intelligence sharing. The United States is sharing with Nigerian Security Service the intelligence they have. Then the Nigerian Security Service is sharing with the United States the intelligence that they have gathered. So it's more of a mutual cooperation at this moment. Another thing is in terms of surveillance and reconnaissance support. Because I think we discussed it in one of the earlier episodes of the Confab that Nigeria will get there, but we are not still where we're supposed to be technology-wise when it comes to security. So some of this structured cooperation means that the United States will have to share their technology with us, the technology they use for surveillance, that they use to get information. You know, the technology, the kind of drones, the kind of aerial vehicles that can enter into airspaces without suspicion. You know, they share it with Nigerian security services and, you know, we work together. And finally, you have to talk about the strategies. Say, no man is an island of knowledge, and when it comes to security, every idea counts. So when it comes to strategy, you know, that's the most important part of this cooperation. The United States is going to share its strategies that can help Nigerian security services combat this extremism better. And, you know, we will also share our strategies on how we've been doing it successfully and the ones that didn't work. You know, it's going to be a lot of information crossing both sides, and then they look at it, they analyze it, and then they choose the best plan moving forward.
Okay, but you know that Nigeria, our government denied this genocide attack. So why the cooperation now? Does that mean they now accept that there was actually a genocide in Nigeria?
Well, one thing about government is they always want to be diplomatic with everything. They don't want to let you know everything. They you know, it's a policy to keep certain information close to the chest. So Nigeria denying whatever was going on at that moment, Nigerian denying anything going on was due to them, you know, wanting to have a hold over their sovereignty. You know, anybody. I mean, let's look at it from a family unit. You are the head of a family, you're a family, and then the head of another family is trying to come in and telling you, I'm going to resolve your family problems today, you know. There's this feeling of pride. So it's like the government's pride was hurt at first. But now I believe that after a lot of agitations, after a lot of call-outs from the citizens, and I have to commend the federal government for this, they listen to the people, and, you know, they are finally cooperating and working out a way by which this situation
Are you
can
sure
be
they
tackled.
listen to the people?
I want to commend them for that. They listen to the people. If they didn't, I mean,
Okay.
So that's what I will say.
You are not playing the devil's advocate today.
Oh, I might later. Who knows?
Okay, but something comes to mind. I mean, why is it that, why is Nigeria's Northwest currently a major focus of counter-terrorism effort? Why is Nigeria's Northwest currently a major focus of counter-terrorism
Well,
efforts?
Nigeria's Northwest is now a major focus because if you look at the, the origin of all this insurgency, insecurity, extremism in the north, you see that it started like a little flame in the Northwest. That was the focus. That was the nexus ground.
Okay.
That was where you had banditry. That was where you had different kind of sects of religious extremism. That was where you had different, you had different schools, different school of thoughts
Okay.
on extremism, on religion. You had some who would, how do I put this, different views, and the more they were allowed to grow, the more they started entering into that level of radicalization. And that's the nexus ground. So the focus is being put on the Northwest because if Nigeria can tackle the Northwest successfully, then every other branch of insecurity will be easily tackled.
Okay. So you once talked about sovereignty.
Yeah.
Now, this is the last question on the segment. How does
Okay.
Nigeria balance foreign military support with the protection of its sovereignty? How does Nigeria balance their foreign military support with the protection of its own sovereignty?
Indeed. Now, for over 2 decades, Nigeria has been battling this, starting with Boko Haram. They've been battling this insurgency for over 2 decades. And, back then, even during the time of former President Goodluck Jonathan, he had to tread on eggshells with regards to tackling this insecurity, with regards to bringing in foreign aid to tackle the insecurity.